Well everybody, the time has finally come. Episode 2 of The Legend of Genji has been released and it just keeps getting better. The story tells the two-sided tale of a fake avatar who is getting all of the attention from the media, the master benders and the politicians of the world. On the other hand, the real avatar is a lower class sandbender living far out in the Siwong desert hoping for a better life. He has no idea about the true power that he possesses. So with that, let's break down The Legend of Genji Episode 2 and the massive impact it could have on the avatar world. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and let's get into it. The story begins with the false avatar Luan being greeted with a huge amount of fanfare and joy as he enters the Earth Federation palace. Just like the last episode, he has his two White Lotus agents at his side ready to defend him at a moment's notice, along with his spirit animal Ying Chen. Funnily enough, Ying Chen is actually a peacat, which is pretty much a mix between a cat and a peacock. Pretty cool for an animal guide, even though he's not the real avatar and this is not a true avatar's animal guide. As he moves further in, Luan is greeted by the president of the Earth Federation, Bao Jun. Just as a quick little recap in case you haven't heard about the changes to the world since Korra died, basically the Earth Kingdom has moved away from a monarchy after Kuvira's failed attempt at creating the Earth Empire. They instead moved to a federation of states with a president at the top, but most of the high-ranking officials in the Earth Federation government are deeply corrupt. Regardless, President Bao Jun greets the young Luan and asks him how his time on Xiaofu was. Xiaofu is of course the hometown of Lin Beifong's sister Su Yin and the rest of the Metal Clan. It also happens to be where Kuvira came from, who, let's just say, does not have a good reputation after her failure at creating the tyrannical Earth Empire. Following this, Avatar Luan says he had a wonderful time, and we find out from the president that Avatar Luan mastered the art of metal bending and earth technique faster than Korra ever did. That's a pretty interesting point considering he's not even the real avatar. He may still end up being an earthbending prodigy in the future. We'll have to see where that goes. Either way, he is ready to begin his earthbending exam and hopes to soon move on to firebending. If only he knew the truth. Avatar Luan's press secretary then moves in to prepare a speech and hands him a summary of Ambassador Hibana's entire career. She is a very important member of the Fire Nation nobility, and her daughter happens to be in attendance. So Luan needs to be on his best behavior and possibly even strike up a conversation. As the press secretary leaves, Luan lets out a burst of frustration, saying he'd rather be studying than spending the whole night socializing. This will make for a very important part of his character going forward, I think. After this, we cut to the city of Jinsha in the Siwong desert, the hometown of the real avatar, Genji. Genji is walking down a street in the city center of Jinsha with his little sister Shai, and she's angry at him for always being late to pick her up from school, even though there's nothing he can do because there's a lot of work to do back at the shop. We then find out, sort of ominously, that there has been a lot of protests in the city recently, hinting at some underlying tension between the lower and upper classes, between the city and the outback, the sandbenders versus the elites in Ba Sing Se. Shai refuses to give up her anger, but Genji pulls out an old trick by sandbending her off of her feet, bringing her back to joy. As the two are playing though, they are given dirty looks from a group of local city folk who don't seem to appreciate Genji sandbending. Sandbending is an art for the country folk. According to them, it's too uncivilized for the city center. Something is definitely brewing within this city. Back home, Genji and his sister are trying to watch the pro bending match, but the TV isn't working. And hilariously, the sister is wearing a Fire Ferrets shirt, meaning she's a big supporter of Korra, Marco and Bolin's old team. Very cool little detail which most of you probably noticed. The two are intensely watching the game as they eat, and sadly the Fire Ferrets go down. Having heard all of the ruckus, their mother walks in to see what's going on, and is happy that they're watching pro bending and not doing anything worse, but doesn't like that they're eating greasy city food. Yet another sign of the tension between the city elite and the rural sandbenders like Genji. As Genji's mother sits down to rest, Genji reveals that in the mail an ominous notice was delivered to their house. Immediately as this happens, a breaking news broadcast flashes across their TVs and reports that for several days, student protesters have been flooding the streets of Omashu, which is a city you probably remember from Avatar: The Last Airbender. As the broadcast cuts down to the streets of Omashu, we see horrifying scenes of a fiery and chaotic protest where people are destroying local businesses and lighting shops on fire. Hundreds of bystanders have been injured or hospitalized. The student protesters say that they are simply protesting corruption among the Omashu police and problems with the election system in the city, and I'm sure you can see where this is going. Genji's mother looks on in horror as the broadcast keeps rolling, and we find out that the rioting and unhappiness is very quickly spreading across the Earth Federation. In a direct and firm response to the unrest, President Bao Jun issues a regional curfew in the cities of Guton, Dihua, and finally the city of Jinsha. Citizens of these cities are chillingly not allowed to leave their houses from sundown until morning or risk being arrested and shipped off to an unknown location. Genji's mother is outraged that they are being treated like this because she can't even get to her night shift anymore to provide for the family. She is shocked that Jinsha has even been included in the curfew since it's so far away from the city of Omashu further to the north. Genji then comforts his mother as she goes to bed, but deep inside of him something is brewing. are yearning to fix the situation and bring some semblance of balance back. Although he doesn't yet know it, Genji wants to restore peace and balance to the world as his innate duty as the Avatar demands. So as you can see, the Earth Kingdom leadership is very corrupt, as we saw in the last episode. They're taking pretty extreme measures to stop any dissent or criticism for their government. And that is where the story ends. I hope you guys are hyped for episode 3 of The Legend of Genji. I'll be covering it on the channel, so if you liked the video, please leave a like down below and please subscribe, it means a lot, and I really appreciate you guys watching. So make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to be notified as soon as the 3rd episode of The Legend of Genji releases, as well as more lore updates, and pretty much everything happening with the Avatar live action Netflix show. Thanks so much guys for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.